I've spent $16,753 on Whiteout Survival in 115 days. We got the Easter event tonight. We've got Alliance Showdown going on, and I'm going to give you a little update on what I'm doing in the state right now, trying to go on this little tour, trying to meet some other people, and hopefully that'll lead to something that helps unify the state a little bit. So first things first, we have the Alliance Showdown. So let's see what's going on here. This is a problem. We're trying to save for SVS prep. I'm trying to help lead by example to the degree that I can. It's hard sometimes as a whale because we can do things other people can't do. The example I've been giving people is every 48 hours we can unlock essence stones, which would give us, it costs 100 essence stones to unlock a pop-up pack, and then we buy the pop-up pack and we get 240, at least in this, where we are in this generation right now, we get about 240, if I recall, essence stones. So it's a net gain of 140 essence stones, but we had to use 100. I'm going to try to use that trick later because I think there is a phase here. Yeah, phase 4 here coming up in 2 days where we can use essence stones. I'm going to use that trick, but I'm going to hopefully see if it lines up with the Easter event or something like that so I can kind of double dip. So we got the Alliance Showdown going on right now. I put some points on the board because of the gem spending yesterday. That's it. If we look at what's going on here though, there's nothing I can do here that's to put points on the board that would use things that I need for prep that I'm not comfortable with. About the only thing is some speed ups and some gems. I'm not going to do, I'm just going to do my trucks, and I'm not going to do any shards. I'm not going to do much of the speed ups. So it's basically just gems now because we do have the Essence Stone day that I can do that one trick. But, other than that, I'm going to be careful about what I do because I want to try to save as much as I can for state versus state prep and not blow it all here. Somebody did mention on the Tundra Trade Route, it is true, I understand what you mean. It is true that if you send out your trucks too early, you're going against other states that, you can actually get hit by the other states, not just the people you're facing in Alliance Showdown. I didn't highlight that. I did know that, but I didn't highlight it yesterday when I was looking at, I think what I did is I went to the other state here and said, oh, look, I looked at their members and said, I can beat all of them, and then concluded that I should send my trucks out. It is true that that isn't the way I should have based my conclusion. I did know that, but I didn't think about it when I was recording the content. So it is generally true that it's better to kind of, send your trucks out a little bit later so that if there is somebody more powerful than you, then they won't be able to hit you. However, I'm gonna do this experiment again because if you look what happened yesterday, basically nobody hit me. They tried. Does it show? Let's see, raid history. That's me raiding. Arrival history. Where is it here? Yeah, nobody hit any of these trucks I sent out. So nobody was able to raid me at all. So, I sent that out a little early yesterday and I didn't get raided. So I'm going to try my luck again and I'm just going to send them out. So let's see what we get here. That's a decent one for SSR. And then I already did this one earlier. So we'll send that out. I've got my assistance enabled. So, somebody already picked up my squad and I'm assisting them. So that's good. And then as far as the others truck, we got one. We got a juicy target just sitting there. Let's take that. Let's take a whack at that. All right. I got those fire crystals. That was easy. That was a gimme. So I'll do a quick refresh. So I was thinking about waiting until, other people got hit so I can hit back the people who hit them. But that doesn't always work so great. So there we go. Got another one I can hit. So let's just take care of that now. All right. So that was easy to take care of, and that's all. Those are all the raids I can do for the day. I got my assistants on. That's about all I can do. That's about all I can do for Alliance Showdown. Put some more points on the board. The other thing, I will pick up some points as a result of the gem spending, but let's take a look at the rest. We do have one more thing I wanted to show. Let's see. I'm going to be joining another alliance for Foundry this week. As some of you know, I'm doing this rotation through the state, just trying to meet people and stuff. I mentioned that yesterday, trying to meet people, see where I can help, see if there's anything I can do, either answer questions, reduce friction, see where the friction points are. It's kind of exploratory for me right now. And if nothing else, at least make a relationship with the rest of the alliances, so that we know each other a little bit better. But the Vision of Dawn event's going on, and this is basically just hunting down some tasks. And so this, won't be too difficult to hunt down these tasks. We got the Epic recruitment, purchases, resources, which I'll send out some gathers later. So that'll be what I do for that. Now, if we look at the calendar, we do have a Mia's Fortune Hunt coming up, and we do have Easter events, but it's not showing up here yet. The way I know about it is because I got a sneak peek. So let's take a look at that quickly. This is the sneak peek of the Easter event. So if we look at this carefully, I've seen a couple creators' videos on this, and I don't know how new this event is because I'm new to the game myself. I don't know if they had an event like this last year or not, but look, it's coming up. We can see a couple key details here. The event schedule is it's coming up on April 1st to the 7th is when it's running. And then if we read the details, I'm not going to read all those, but essentially it looks similar to like the 3rd year anniversary where you collect things that unlock things. So in the sense that there's these gift boxes, and the gift boxes are used for this Easter Egg Wonderland event. And if you look at the way this Easter Egg Wonderland event works, is there are 50. There's 25 numbers that get put on the board out of a pool of 50. So there's 50 numbers in total that could be selected, but you're going to get 25 of them on the board. And then if you read this carefully, this is where I think some creators got tripped up on the details here. If you read this carefully, what it says here is actually, it begins with 25 number generated randomly from 1 to 50. Open a gift box to draw the number at random. Only one number can be drawn per round. Drawing a number on the matrix will light up that number's tile. Each horizontal or vertical illuminated sequence of tiles earns a path reward. Obtain 3 path rewards to obtain the grand prize. So if you look at this carefully, here's the grand prize up here, and they're showing you the contents of it. And I don't know if these scale yet. Here's my only question. If these scale per round, then it's going to change my play strategy. I'll explain that in a second. But essentially, you're going to need to light up an entire row here, to get that prize. It's kind of like the puzzles. This seems obvious to me visually, but even in the details of the description, it says it. Or you're going to want to get the vertical here, the column, and get the prize for the column. Now, the other thing I'm not sure of, the way it has this here, I think it's going to play like some other events do, like maybe even Mia's Fortune Hunt, where you have the choice of whether you want to keep on going and trying to unlock everything, or if you want to just go to the next round. Once you do 3 rows, see, that's what it says down here. If you light up, obtain 3 path rewards to obtain the round's grand prize. And I think once you get the grand prize, you'll be allowed to go to the next round, basically. So the way I think I'm going to play this depends on if the column and row, if the sequence, these ones here, if the side values increase, or if the grand prize increases, it's going to change my strategy. If the side value ones do not increase in value and only the reward here, the grand prize, increases in value every round, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unlock 3 and try to progress to the next round as frequently as possible. If these side values also scale up, then I will try to get all of the coins for that round before going to the next one. If you, I guess statistically, it sounds like it might take you like 50-50 because you think to yourself, there's 25 numbers on the board, and then there's 50 numbers possible. But from a little bit of a math session I did with Gemini earlier, if you actually look at the odds of getting the exact numbers you need, it's actually something like it's going to average between 40 and 44 openings to get the entire board. That's almost 50. It's almost the entire 50 number pool range you would need to clear the whole board, because it's not just the numbers, it's the orientation of the numbers that's going to matter as well. So that plays a factor. So I think the optimal play may be, as long as these grand prize rewards scale up, the optimal play is probably just to unlock the maximum number of rounds possible, because by going to the next round, you're going to get more and more and more of those coins. If the side values scale up as well, though, it may be that the optimal strategy is to unlock all of the coin rows and columns first, then go to the next round. So let's see how that looks tomorrow. But there they are, the Easter egg gift packs. If you look at these carefully, neither one of these are savable. They're going to convert to junk, to resources at the end of the event, so make sure you use them. Now we go to the Radiant Gallery, this is basically just, the missions. And I am going to, I presume they're going to have a way, I think they do say, I think they're going to have a way to double the rewards. And if they do, I'll buy that. So those are, and essentially what you're trying to do there is get the rewards from the daily missions, and including those boxes. And then the Radiant Bazaar, here are the items that are going to be there. And the one that people are excited about is going to be, there's a couple things here. If you see, there's a city skin for 45,000 of these coins. There's an island decoration. And then there's this emote over here. And then look at this, we have some mithril in there. So the question is going to be, how much do you want to spend on this event? Because if past is prologue, if it kind of repeats the pattern, usually the city skins end up costing at least $300, or depending on luck, up to $500, but at least $300 to get just the city skin. And then if you want some more of the other stuff, you're talking, maybe $400, $500 to unlock more. I think the way I'm going to play this is I'm going to play the event first and then see where I stand, see how lucky I got. I would be irresponsible of me not to grab that mithril. I do want the island decoration as well. Whether or not I'm willing to put in the extra money for this city skin that I don't really like, and I'd only be getting for a 2% buff. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. It probably is not worth it. And it is nice as a whale to have some of these fun things on the account. But if you don't really like it, it's not that I hate it. It's kind of a cool little effect and all. I just don't like all the cutesy stuff. I think I heard others say this as well. Like, we're playing a war game and they give us all these cutesy things. And some people like that stuff though. So it's fine. It's fine. But if I get it, it's not really for the cosmetic. It's either kind of as a trophy or just for that 2%. But I may just do it because I need, the other stuff. Like, if I end up getting lucky and having enough points, then maybe I'll do it. So here we go. Now we got the exciting Fiesta, and this is going to be like a King of Ice Fields or that type of event. So there'll be, different ranges. The difficult part about this is, we have people that are supposed to be saving. I'm sure this stuff is going to tempt people to use it. My goal will only be to get this nameplate, and then, I'm done. As long as I can get the nameplate, I'll be fine. So that's that. And then we have the Spring Snow Symphony. I hope they don't give me a construction task here, because I've got no more construction to do. And if they give me a construction task, I won't be able to complete this entirely. So I hope that's not the case there. And then they're going to have some top-off benefits. It looks like, if I am reading this correctly, since they put this under the top-off benefits section, that March is going to be coming through a top-off. That is kind of a cool little cosmetic there. Like, he's on a rocket-propelled carrot, and then it becomes kind of a hammer that he slams down. So that's kind of a cool little thing. And then we got the Ode to Spring pack. They didn't give me any details on that. So that's how things look for this sneak peek. But stay tuned. We'll see the details as the details of the event come out, and then I'll tell you what the strategy I'm going to end up using. I'll show you what it is, in fact. So now let's get back to the spending on the account, because that's where I was leaving off. So we got the Mia's Fortune Hut that's going to be coming up, and I got the Easter event that's coming up as well. So I just wanted to show that in context, because now when we get into the spending for tonight, I'm trying to be a little conservative, but I do have a goal. It's a little secret goal, and that is I need 40 more thousand of these VIP points, because I want to do the Prestige Spinner tonight. I told you I had a lot of content tonight, so that's where we're at. So the Treasure Trio, we can go between Fire Crystals. Essentially, this is Fire Crystals or the General Hero Mythic Shards. And I get plenty of those in other ways. If we do the math on the Fire Crystals, this is $9 per dollar. And it comes also with some gems and some Hero Shards. And the top one comes with Mystery Badge as well. This to me is like a no-brainer. I think that's the best deal here for me. And that's what I'm going to go with. So that's that deal. Then if we go to the deals section, we got the Hall of Heroes. I'm going to get the daily one here and grab that. And, you know, I've been debating whether or not I should be going all in on this. I don't think I want to. We will have more opportunities to do this because it comes periodically. I did, however, decide. So the deal here is I can get the general mythic shards are more expensive than the specific ones. In this case, it's particularly for Logan. And, you know, talking this through with a bunch of people, playing as a whale, you really do need the edge. So when we have the next SVS prep, I do want to be in a position to try to get Logan going. So I am going to grab a bunch of these for Logan. So that's what I'm doing right there. And that's my play for Hall of Heroes. I did decide, and that's what I decided to do. We got the Hero Rally claims. We got the Journey Treasures. Make those claims. Sign in and earn it. Claim that. Deadshot. Just a claim for today. And that's what we got for the deals section. Now, let's go. I'm going to go do Snowbusters last. So now mix and match. I did a little mix and match the other day just for the $5. That's where I'm at right now. I don't see the super value here. I already got opportunities to get fire crystals in other ways. I could, however, if I wanted to, put some more points on the board for Alliance Showdown. I could grab some speed ups, and maybe that's not a bad thing to do. So let's see what I'm deficient in most on speed ups. Probably, I mean, research I'll always need a lot of, and troops is good but not great. Construction, I mean, I got a bunch of general speed ups. So let's take, I do have a bunch of research that I need to do that's going to be high level research. So, and that will generate permanent power as opposed to training, which is temporary power. So based on that and my desire to be an efficient whale, I'm going to grab a bunch of research speed ups for the purpose of using some of them to get points on the board for this Alliance Showdown. Some more points on the board. Already did custom pet chest. Now I said I'm waiting on the gear enhancement special. I probably am going to end up buying this out. I just don't want to do it yet. So we have a couple more days on that, and I will buy the daily deals here. Yes, I got lucky. All right. And then we'll take these claims. And we're done with the standard section. Now let's come to Snowbusters. So the whole reason I'm doing Snowbusters, first of all, Snowbusters is fun. It's a fun event. But what I really want to do is get more of these island decoration pieces so I can start maxing that out. I'm slowly but surely every time Snowbusters come out. So you got to get all the way up to, where did I pass it? Yeah, I passed it already. So I think the first one is level 19. No, level 16. So the first time you get one of these right here, it's level 16. Then you got to get to level 19. And that's hard for most people. If, you know, you got to spend a little usually. And then to get to 23, I think you can get to 16 without spending if you're careful and skilled and maybe a little lucky. But getting to level 23 is going to cost you some money, but you get 2 island decorations there. And last time I was able to do that. So I had to spend a little though. So just because today is the day that I'm trying to get some VIP points, let's take a look at that. Go to the Snowbusters pack. This is not going to give me any VIP points, unfortunately, though, but it will give me stuff for Snowbusters. And if we look at the fire crystal efficiency there too, I dismissed it already, and you can't see it after it's dismissed, but it's actually pretty good, value overall between the stuff you get for Snowbusters and the stuff you get for fire crystals and stuff like that. It's not too bad a deal ultimately. Then we're going to go to the Warrior pack. And let's see, these do come with VIP, so we're going to grab some of these. All right, now we get up to the $10 amount, and I should be close to being at the 100,000. I didn't do the mental math very carefully, but okay. So we need 20 more thousand to get to the 100,000 point with VIP. So that's another 6,000. Now, now the question is how deep do I want to go into Snowbusters, or do I want to go for something else? Snowbusters, I don't really want to go that far into Snowbusters. I mean, oh man, $50 in Snowbusters. But like, you know, take a look at this. Let's take a look at the math quick. You get 212 fire crystals divided by $50. So just the fire crystals alone is 4 per dollar there. But you're also getting all this stuff for Snowbusters itself and 50 of these general mythic shards. It's actually not a super bad deal when you consider everything together and the fact that you're going to get more benefits and rewards from Snowbusters. It's not just about the, you know, the island decoration at that point, because you get rewards and stuff from Snowbusters as well. And as you go up this chain, you get other, you know, rewards. If we get up to the higher levels here, look, you're getting 10, 20, 30 fire crystals up in that range too. It's going to take some time to crank all that out because, you know, that's a lot of levels to grind through. But I don't know, man. All right, for this, let's see. I don't think I have anything else to spend on anyways. And I do want to do the picker wheel tonight, so I'm going to grab that. And then if we look at where that puts me, we're at 102 now. So there we go. So now I have some prestige spinner stuff I can do. But before I do that, let's come back around to Snowbusters. The one thing I wanted to say here is, like, everyone's got a different strategy. I think generally I wait until the round 10 until I start using any of the coals and stuff, because you get them back as fuel. And, you know, but when you start spending money like this, it's pretty easy to have enough fuel to run through a bunch of stuff. In fact, some of the harder levels, it becomes a strategy just to use the rockets to clear out, like you basically clear out all the easy stuff first, then use the rockets to clear out the more resource consuming, the dark blue ice and all that type of stuff. You can use the rockets once you get to that point. So there's a bunch of different strategies for this. I can't show you this tonight because essentially if I do it tonight, all I'm going to show you is the couple, you know, the early rounds that you basically don't do anything. There is a little motion you want to do though. You want to make sure you do this motion here so that you kind of, you know, maximize the use. And don't go too far. Like, don't keep on blowing snow once you get these rockets where you can go to the next level. And as long as you've got all the special rewards unlocked, just hit those rockets because you're just wasting fuel for no good reason. So, again, I'm not going to sit here and grind through a whole bunch of levels of Snowbusters right now. So that's going to put this on pause. Now, the last thing we have, oh, and we do have Labyrinth. So let's, before we do Prestige Spinner, let's do the Labyrinth. So here's the thing. Last night somebody said, gave me a suggestion. Like, what I did here is I went to the 50, 10, 40, which is pretty standard. And I left this one at the 55, 10, 35, which I was kind of experimenting with this progression. And this was 50, 10, 40. But somebody said to set this to 60, 40. I don't know if that would help at all, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it. Actually, I'm going to return this back to the default. So now all of my formations are the default. I'm going to try this. And I know there's a random aspect. It's not, you know, we can't be perfect, but let's see what happens here first. So this experiment can't be perfect by definition. Well, that worked out better than I thought it was going to. Oh, you know what? That's because I did did a little hero level progression from some of the gears that I had from some of the packs. So probably I'm still slightly overpowered for a round. Okay, so we got our first failure. Now, I'm going to try one more time like this to see if that was just random bad luck. Well, all right. This looks like a solid fail. All right, so now I'm going to do what somebody asked me to do. I'm going to change the second lineup. I don't think this is going to have any impact whatsoever, but second lineup to 60-40. And I'm not sure if I need to do them on both of these lineups, but I'll try that. So I'll change those two to 60-40. and leave the first one the way it was. That didn't look like it helped at all. But, yeah, I won, so... Oh, this is not going to be good. I got a bad lineup there. Not too bad. I don't know, man. I don't know if that helped or not, but it kind of looked like it did. People in the comments said, don't bother with that. It's not going to work at all, but... it's hard to tell with the random aspect, but that kind of looked like it helped. I mean, that sure looks like it helped to me. I don't know where that advice came from, but thanks. All right. I feel like I've gone substantially farther than I was on the track to. Looks like I'm running out of gas now. Hey, all right. Yeah, saw that coming. All right, get one more try with these ratios. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. All right, not bad. So that's where we are now. 26.8. Oh, look at that. He's got ahead of me. He must be using some more hero gear stuff, which I am not prepared to do. Actually, I could have done some hero gear stuff tonight, but I didn't. So that's my bad. Because I do have some levels that I could have done, and that was a hero gear level thing. So, oh well, live and learn. So that's the Labyrinth. So now let's take a look at the Prestige Wheel. So, because I think that's the last thing I had to do. Yeah. So let's take a look at Prestige Wheel. We'll do this claim. And now we'll do I'm going to skip animation for a couple. Actually, it's probably going to be all of these because it's going to work out to be evenly. But let's see if I can continue this lucky run of puzzle pieces. Hey, all right. A frost sphere and a meteor piece. And another meteor. All right, just some crappy points. 2 more meteor pieces. Some more points, and then we'll do one last spin. Let's see what happens. Ah, the dreaded 50. All right, still overall not horrible, not bad. Now somebody told me that I did not realize that these other prizes down here refresh, because it said something like they go away. The items refresh at 0 every Monday. So this is the part I missed. Among the items, prestige avatar frames and nameplates can only be purchased once. They will be removed at the next refresh after your purchase. What I did not realize is that the other items, other than those, do refresh. So I should have been, buying more, but I don't see the point in buying the nameplate other than, some cosmetic. It's got nothing to it, and it's a lot of points. But, buying these charm designs sure makes a lot of difference. And so does the the Chief Gear Materials chest, but I'll wait on that. I don't think I need, well, I probably will need Charm Guides at some point as well. So I'll come back to that. But let's take a look. We got one more Frost Sphere puzzle. I'll take it. That's this long, slow one. And 4 more meteor pieces. I'm 44% of the way there to a meteor march. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's going faster than I thought. So I'll take it. All right, that's all the content I have for you tonight, but I hope you're enjoying this journey. I hope you enjoy coming along with me, seeing the spending, seeing the account progression, and seeing how I'm doing and how I'm doing on some of these events and stuff too. I'll start to do more. I'm going to be having a foundry soon with another one of these alliances that actually uses voice chat. I'm excited about that. Should be fun to participate with them and kind of see how another team plays and try to help them out a bit. So do watch out for that. But remember, you got to help me out by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications. That way, whenever I post something, you'll know about it right away. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.